So, as Hollywood implodes around us and the Harvey Weinstein scandal's in full swing, we thought it'd be a great time here at the Ben Shapiro Show to bring on Raheel Raza. She's a founding member of the Muslim Reformer Movement. She's an international human rights activist, and Raheel's in LA to speak at the Censored Women's Film Festival. Her film Honor Diaries, in which she appears, it breaks the silence on honor violence against women and girls in the Muslim community, and it's playing, as we say, at this festival. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So, for those who don't know anything about the movie, what is the basic premise of the movie? What is the movie about?
Well, Honor Diaries is a documentary which exposes honor-based violence. And honor-based violence we categorize as honor killings, forced and underage marriage, and the horrific practice of female genital mutilation, also known as FGM, which for a long time people thought was just something that was happening out there. In Muslim majority societies in other countries, it wasn't something that we needed to worry about. But statistics show us that these are practices that are taking place in the West, in the United Kingdom, in Canada, in the United States, and in Europe. So it is something that we need to worry about.
So, how statistically common are these things in the West? So, we know that they're pretty statistically common in places like Afghanistan or Pakistan, but how statistically common? Do we have any stats, any reliable stats on honor killings or female genital mutilation in the United States or Europe?
Well, the Health Department in USA did a study and they said that almost 500,000 women and girls have either had FGM or are at risk of female genital mutilation in the United States. Now, the numbers for honor killings in Canada, there have been over 23 honor killings in the last 5 years. In the United Kingdom, the statistics are higher, but these are numbers which are hard to follow because many of these practices are done under the cover, under the table, so to speak. And governments have been reticent to track the numbers because, there's cultural appropriation issues, there's political correctness. So in fact, what we need is hard figures. We would like to have studies done that can tell us how many forced and underage marriages, but those organizations that have been working on these issues tell us that there are enough for us to be worried about.
So, why exactly do you think there are so many governments that refuse to look at the problems that you're talking about here? Is it just political correctness, or is there something else going on?
Well, it's hard to say. I would think that a large part of it is political correctness. There is pressure from the regressive left. There is pressure from feminist groups who don't want to touch this topic. They think that it's taboo. They think that it's someone else's culture and we shouldn't critique it. We shouldn't talk about it. So I think because of the pressure, they have caved in. But I would say that since Honor Diaries was released 3 years ago, there has been a lot of work being done on these issues in the United Kingdom. They criminalize those people, parents, teachers, doctors, who would in any way be involved in female genital mutilation. Also, after Honor Diaries, we've had women who have faced these problems in forced marriages, who've had female genital mutilation come out as activists, and they're speaking, they're the victims, and their voices can't be drowned out.
So, we're speaking with Raheel Raza. She's a Clarion Project Advisory Board member and a founding member of the Muslim Reformer Movement. So, when you look at this problem, why do you think it's endemic in the Muslim community? Why do you think that it seems to be largely located inside the Muslim community as opposed to other cultures?
Well, many of these are tribal practices. They're not based in the Quran, which is the holy book of the Muslims, but religion somehow gets to be used to justify them. They are largely prevalent in Muslim majority societies because a large part of the third world are illiterate, they are tribal communities, and especially female genital mutilation is a tribal practice that existed in African continent and for and said that we need generation. Girls are not going to get married.
Like this.
Well, first of all, there has to be with exposed.
All of this is very useful, I think, to a lot of people. And everybody
Don't talk about anything that continent from UK, USA, and Europe. But the Censored Women's Film Festival is a place where we can show these films and not only show them, we bring in the filmmakers wherever we can and we talk about this. We have an activist coming to Los Angeles next week for this film festival, Reda Al-Buki, who is a lawyer from Egypt, who has been able to promote the idea that they need to bring FGM cases to the court. And in fact, he was the one who brought the first case to court. So this is where the change comes. When you expose the problem, you talk about it, and then you talk about solutions.
Okay, well, then, thank you so much for joining us and helping to raise that awareness. Her name is Raheel Raza, and she is in Los Angeles for the Censored Women's Film Festival from Monday, November 13th to Wednesday, November 15th. Everyone should go out if they're in LA and see Honor Diaries. If not, then you should go in and obtain a copy yourself and watch it and show it to your friends, because these are situations that need to be stopped, and we all need to get a hand involved. Raheel Raza, thanks so much for joining the Ben Shapiro Show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.